How's it going, you guys? So this is one part of a multiple part series dealing with anxiety. Okay. Anxiety is a very complex topic because it deals with your physiology, which would mean your neurotransmitters, your gut health, your gut microbiome, the health of your receptors, the sensitivity of your receptors, and medications and other chemical factors within your body, okay, that relate to anxiety. That's one part of anxiety. The other part is your mental game, okay, your mentality, your mindset, your approach to anxious situations. Essentially, what a behavioral therapist or a talk therapist, a cognitive behavioral therapist would probably work with, um, teaching you strategies to overcome anxiety for good. That is the mental game, okay? And you can completely reverse most mental illness in general, but especially anxiety and depression through mental game alone. The problem is most people have a very flawed approach to this, and that's why it doesn't work or doesn't help so much. But mental game is very powerful. That's the second part of anxiety, the second part. The third part would be your entire lifestyle, which has a lot to do with your mental game and other things. And there's other things I can discuss too, but this video in particular is going to deal with the mental game. So first of all, what is anxiety? Anxiety is very, very simple. What anxiety is, in a practical sense, is you are scared of something that's going to happen in the future. Okay? It is fear, but it's a stress fear. Okay? Fight or flight mechanism is what you need to be researching and reflecting on. Okay? Research this. This is gold. This is the basis. Okay? Anything and everything that you're going to learn that can conquer anxiety is going to be dealing with the fight or flight response. So your brain is seeing a situation, something, someone, or a situation as a threat. Okay? Something is triggering a stress response in your body. Okay? And how much you allow yourself to dwell in the images in your head of this stressor, the visualization of the stressor, how much you exist in the anxiety in your head is going to determine the degree of the duration of this anxiety, okay? It's going to be the determining factor for short-term or long-term anxiety disorders, right? And so essentially, let's give an example. You're late to work. You're scared that your boss is going to fire you. If your boss fires you, then you're not going to be able to make money. You're going to have to find another job ASAP. And in the meantime, you got all these bills that stack up on one another. And it's overwhelming. And you're scared of your well-being. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is going to be completely shattered. And if you haven't seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs, research that shit. Find the picture of the pyramid and study that, okay? Because it is fundamental. It is at the basis of anyone's overall satisfaction with life and their mental well-being. That pyramid is essential. It is amazing. It should be a blueprint for your life. But your well-being is being threatened, and you're scared. You're scared that you're going to lose your job. You're scared that your well-being is going to be shattered. And that is causing a chronic stress response, which you call anxiety. Your brain is literally treating the boss firing you as a cheetah jumping up out of the woods and chasing you to try to eat you in the jungle, right? That's where it derived from, okay? Evolutionary speaking. Evolutionary, goddammit, speaking. We evolved from a very dangerous place. The difference is a cheetah or whatever the fuck coming out and trying to eat you is very short term. In our modern day, we have bills to pay, we have school to attend. If we're late, the fight or flight response will kick in, and we're going to start to dread the consequences. It's something in the future. Whether you understand this or not, it is dwelling on the future. It is an attachment to outcome. Okay, it's attachment to outcome. It is a fear of the future. That's literally what it is. Something that you're scared something is going to happen, no matter what it is. Okay, some people, let's see, like social anxiety, right? You walk into a social situation, and you feel overwhelmed by the social interaction. What's a classic one? Let's say you are going to, I say the grocery store, but that one's stupid. You're scared of talking to this cute girl or this cute guy, somebody of the opposite sex, right? You go up and you try talking to them, and boom, like you start sweating, and you get this overwhelming sense of anxiety. Your heart starts pounding. Well, why? Why is this happening? So, a lot of times there are deeper fears that are governing this. There's thoughts about yourself that are manifesting all at once. Things like, he's going to reject me, I'm never good enough, he's so much better than me, is my makeup on right? They could be very silly things, very little things, and they can cause anxiety attacks, definitely. So, that is at the base of what it is, okay? And sure, the more stressed you are, the more likely you are to lack critical thinking, especially in the moment. Your prefrontal cortex will begin to shut off, and the amygdala will begin to fire and dominate your physiology, and this is going to impair your critical thinking. And when your critical thinking is impaired, little things can cause a huge ruckus. And silly things like, oh shit, like, my makeup is fucked up, These things will cause immense fear inside yourself. You're scared of getting rejected. And so, no matter how you take it, the bottom line is you're scared of something happening. You're scared he's going to judge you. You're scared he's going to reject you. You're scared of something bad happening. And so it's literally that threat, that perceived threat, that is the problem. This idea you have in the future, like this image you have of the future, is what's causing the stress. It's not the situation that's causing the stress. And this is commonly why people can't conquer this, because they don't understand this. It's what you're scared is going to happen within the situation. And so, if you're going to conquer any kind of anxiety, right, any kind of anxious event, even if you think you have a general anxiety disorder, which my therapist had diagnosed me with back in 2013, and I've conquered myself, like it's no big deal to me at all these days. What you have to do is detach yourself from the outcome. Almost always, it's some kind of consequence you're scared of. It's some kind of something you're scared. You're scared of something happening in the future. You're like, some girls are scared of getting raped if they go out in public or if they go out on the street. Some people are like, girls are scared that a guy is going to be a complete asshole to them, or they're going to reject them if they try talking to them or something. Lots of things. But it's almost always, I'm scared, like, oh shit, something bad's going to happen. So you want to remove the stressor, or not remove the stressor. You want to actually embrace the stressor. You want to encourage the stressor. You want to detach yourself from the attachment you have to the possibilities, right? The ambiguity. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. You think something bad's going to happen. You could use techniques like a positive reframe, where instead of visualizing bad things happening, you visualize the situation going good. And this is very successful, but most people can't fool themselves that way. They're not strong enough mentally. They're not able to change their mind like that. But Conor McGregor, he's a great example of someone who's used positive reframe to make success. Many people have, many successful people. And it really does help. Anytime that you start to imagine something bad happening, you just start to imagine it going good. Anyway, little techniques are not really going to help much. Even breathing techniques, which I've talked about many times in many other videos, sure, practicing breathing in your spare time can definitely help. But what you really want to do is stop resisting. Okay? Imagine a fucking police officer following you everywhere. Stop resisting! Nah, I'm just kidding. But really, you want to hug whatever it is you're scared of. If you're scared of your boss firing you and whatnot, you want to just embrace that. You want to say, fuck it, if he fires me, it's cool, I could find another job immediately, you know? Maybe it will be for the better, right? The universe is, you could try to buy into the law of attraction. That's a really good way of embodying the mindset that you need to conquer anxiety. You don't have to really believe it. You should definitely be skeptical, but I can tell you one thing for sure: the law of attraction can create in your life is peace of mind, because you can just believe. And when I say that, I'm talking about Esther Hicks and Abraham, the Abraham version of the law of attraction. Basically, it's all good. Whatever happens is in my best interest. What a lot of Christians do is they think God is bringing them better things. You want to think the universe is bringing me better things, like if you're losing your job, and that's going to create this blissful embrace of the stressor, where you walk through the stressor that you're stressed about and you say, fuck it, whatever happens. It's going to be in my best interest. Good things are going to happen from this. Again, though, this carries with it a degree of delusion. But resistance is at the core of this. People just don't want bad things to happen. They're very scared of something bad happening. So no matter what you do, you've got to find a way to stop resisting the ambiguity. Stop resisting the bad things from happening, okay? Because you could change your mind all you want, but the fact is, when you're in that situation, your physiological reaction will happen, okay? So subconscious, you could say it's a subconscious mind, your body is reacting, not responding, it's reacting to the stimulus by increasing cortisol and epinephrine or adrenaline and making you feel stressed, making you feel anxious. That's going to happen no matter what. But your mindset about it is what's going to change how long this lasts, and it's what's going to change that physiological reaction over time. So another thing is your thoughts change your neurochemistry. So if you think I have a chemical imbalance, listen, people who crave junk food have a dopamine imbalance. People who are addicted to pornography have a dopamine imbalance. Looking at a pretty girl or a attractive person of the opposite sex influences your neurochemical balance. Exercising changes your neurochemical balance. What you eat changes your neurochemistry. And so what you think, if you think anxious thoughts, you're going to increase cortisol. You're going to increase adrenaline. You're going to increase all the neurotransmitters and hormones responsible for anxiety. You literally change your physiology based on your thoughts. This is true. This is a fact. You change your brain waves based on your thoughts. So people who believe they have a neurochemical imbalance, well, changing your mental game will help with that. Anyway, really, the mindset you want to have is to embrace the anxiety. Because really, all anxiety is resisting the threat in the future. Fight or flight. Fight, flight, or flee. Okay? So, you're panicking, you're freaking, you're freezing up. This is entirely resistance. Instead, again, you want to embrace it. You want to be that person that says, fuck it, I'm going to get laughed at when I sing on stage if I do karaoke, right? I'm so scared to do karaoke because everyone's going to judge me. I don't want to embarrass myself. What you got to do is just get up there and fucking do it. People laugh at you, fuck it. Okay, it really is this this fear of bad things happening. And so you could do exposure therapy where you just do the thing you're scared of, and over time it'll go away. That's really the most effective and the fastest approach, and it's backed up with scientific experiments as well. Because it is fear. And even if you believe it's a general anxiety disorder, that has more to do with you dwelling on the anxiety rather than it being neurochemical. I would say an estimate, for me personally, I would estimate about 75% of people or more, it's entirely mental game that's causing even generalized anxiety disorder, which I was diagnosed with. And I've conquered. I don't have that shit no more. But about 25% might definitely require different neurochemical protocols, or not neurochemical protocols, but change of nutrition, herbs, supplements, things like that. A great resource would be Dr. Mark Hyman's Ultramind solution. But yeah, you want to develop that embracive personality. When I used to have severe panic attacks all the time, what would happen is, at first I would be scared of having a panic attack. And then my fear of panic was actually causing the panic attacks because I was scared the panic attacks were going to kill me or something. And every time I felt a panic attack going on, what would I do? I would panic. I'd be like, oh shit, it's happening. Call the ambulance, call God, call the EMTs, call Donald Trump, whatever. I'd tell my friends and they would not even freak out. I would be the one freaking out. And they wouldn't even care. They thought it was no big deal. And it would make me freak out more. And it was just a cycle of anxiety. And I had panic attacks over and over again for like 3 years. And then what I realized was that my panic was causing panic attacks. Wow, so crazy, right? Such a crazy concept. So what did I do to solve my panic attacks? Well, whenever I felt a panic attack coming along, I embraced it. I wanted it. I encouraged a panic attack. Sometimes I would hyperventilate on purpose, trying to cause one, just because I was determined to get over it. And what happened? Well, the more I encouraged the panic attack, the more it went away. And every time I'd be like, all right, it's coming, let's go, motherfucker, I'm ready. Fucking panic attack, I'm ready for you. And then it would go away, and it would never happen. And I'm like waiting for it, I'm ready, and it just would go away. And then I'm like disappointed. I'm like, what the fuck? So getting rid of a panic attack is as simple as wanting it to happen, accepting that it's going to happen, allowing it to happen. Allowing the anxiety to take its course removes the anxiety. It's because you see it as a threat that it is a threat and results in anxiety. If you see it as no big deal and not a problem, it's no longer a threat, no longer causes a fight or flight response, and it's gone. Anxiety's gone. It really is that simple. So, I'm going to try to leave it at that. Hopefully this helps some people. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Stay for the next video in the series where I talk about physiology, herbs you can take, and nutritional protocols, nutritional causes, and things of that nature, and neurotransmitters in their relation to anxiety and mental illness.